Hey, code chasers, how are you? I hope you're fine and healthy. With that healthy vibe, we will start our video. I am Madhu Lakshman Atiketi. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Code Chasers. In this video, we will be learning first point, what is Hadoop cluster and why we design Hadoop cluster. And we will also see the different types of data. Our first topic is what is Hadoop cluster. Before going to see what is Hadoop cluster, we will see first of all what is a cluster. Cluster means collection of something. So then what is computer cluster? Computer cluster is a group of various computers connected with each other through a LAN, local area network. We will see what is LAN in nutshell. LAN is a group of computers and its associated devices that share a common link. That means to see in detail, a group of computer shares the resources of a single processor or a server. To see in a real world example, if at all we take a company, in that company, the development team will have a separate development server. Okay, that server has to be accessed or shared among the development team. Many development people will be working on that server. Usually in that server, we will be having the data storage. That data storage has to be accessed or shared among all the developer people. We can see a sample figure for a cluster system. There will be a cluster head and its associated systems, associated nodes technically we call them as nodes. Associated nodes will be present. In this system, there can be 3 users or as many as thousands of users. I mean to say there can be 3 nodes or as many as thousands of nodes. Now, Hadoop cluster, the hero of our video. What is Hadoop cluster? Before that, why did we learn about computer cluster? Why did we learn about the process that is being carried out in computer cluster? All this we have learned because those points helps us in understanding Hadoop cluster in a very easy manner. Hadoop cluster is a collection of various commodity hardware. What is commodity hardware was being explained in detail in my earlier video. I'll keep the link in the description. You can have a look. In a nutshell, commodity hardware is an affordable hardware compared to enterprise hardware. That means commodity hardware is very inexpensive compared to enterprise hardware, and commodity hardware provides power for the fast commodity computing. In a Hadoop cluster, there are lots of nodes. Nodes, as we discussed earlier, there will be similar kinds of node structure here also. Among the nodes, there will be master and slave. In a nutshell, Hadoop cluster follows a master-slave architecture. Hey dude, wait. What is master? What is slave? And what is master-slave architecture? I didn't come across these terms till now. Could you please explain me in detail? Yes, for sure. I'll explain you in detail. Sample figure of how master-slave architecture looks like is shown on the screen. The left side is the master. The right side, all the nodes which are associated to the master are called slaves. Generally, name node is a master and slave nodes are data nodes. What is a name node and what is a data node will be explained in detail in HDFS architecture. As of now, we will see what is master, what it will do, and what is slave, what it will do. Master. Master guides all the nodes associated to it. Master carries the metadata of each node associated to it. Hey dude, what is metadata here? Metadata is data about data. For example, if at all we take any person and the residing place of the person, residing location of the person. Person A is from California. California is the address of that person. That means California is the data about that person. If at all we replace person with some data, The location of the data is the data about data. So master carries the metadata of each and every node that has been associated to it. And master is also responsible for the data associated to each and every node. I'll tell you how this architecture goes. If at all we want to write or read any data, the actual data will be present in the slave nodes, that is data nodes. So in order to write or read, we need to first of all access master node. Master node will give authentication to the client, that is B. It will give authentication token to us to access that particular data which is present in the data node. And when client receives that authentication node, he can perform read or write operation on the data. I hope you understood the basic idea of master-slave architecture. Same master-slave architecture is observed in HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System approach. The functionality of master, the functionality of slaves, it will be explained in detail in the next video. That is HDFS architecture. But we should be having the basic idea how it works. We have discussed now what is Hadoop cluster and the process or the architecture of Hadoop cluster. But one question, why Hadoop cluster? We designed Hadoop cluster for storing and analyzing the data, which contains some crucial information. As we have discussed earlier, the data here will be huge. We are dealing with a huge amount of data. So Hadoop cluster can handle that huge amount of data. Hadoop cluster stores different types of data and processes them. It is important for us to know what are the different types of data that Hadoop cluster stores. So the different kinds of data are structured data, semi-structured data, unstructured data. Hey dude, I didn't hear till now these many kinds of data. Could you please explain me in detail? Yes, we will be seeing in detail what is structured data, what is semi-structured data, and what is unstructured data. First, what is structured data? Structured data is data whose elements are addressable for effective analysis. Suppose if there is a data which is structured, if we want to perform analysis on it, we can perform it with an ease on the structured data because the fields in the structured data are addressable. We can understand it more clear with the example that I will be providing now. Before that, we will see two more points for structured data. Structured data concerns all the data which can be stored in database in a table with rows and columns. We can manage the structured data in a simplest way. I'll take an example for structured data. If at all we see on the screen, we can see customer number column, last name column, first name column. If at all we want to analyze this data, it will be very easy for us to address the fields. If at all I want to get the last name of customer number 207228, by seeing it, we can say the last name is Smith and the first name is George. Even if we can't get the fields directly by seeing, at least we can apply some SQL queries to get the data for that particular customer number. We can get the last name and first name. So what I'm trying to say is, for structured data, it becomes the analysis is a bit easy compared to semi-structured data and unstructured data. Now we'll see what is semi-structured data. Semi-structured data. Semi-structured data is information that does not reside in a relational database, but that has some organizational properties that makes it easier to analyze. Hey dude, the statement is so big. Could you please explain it in a simple way? Yes, of course, for sure. If we see the example for semi-structured data, we can take an example of XML. XML data. In XML data, there will be tags. As we can see on the screen, there is a to tag. To open, to tag open, to tag closed. And we can see Virat in the to tag. Virat is the string present in between the two tags. Madhu is the string present in between the from tags. So, as compared to structured data, we may not find the data in exact rows and exact columns, but at least we could have tags to get the data. If at all I ask a person, hey, could you please give me a data which is present in the from tag, he can directly apply some process and give the data present in the from tag. And also, it's not that big task to apply some process and convert this particular amount of data into a data which we can store into relational database. That means there is a chance, if we apply some process, there is a chance that we can store this data into relational database. But we have to apply some process here. This is semi-structured data. If we see the analysis in the semi-structured data, we'll find bit complex compared to structured data. Now we will see what is unstructured data. What is unstructured data? Unstructured data is a data which is not organized in a predefined manner or does not have a predefined data model. It is not a good fit for mainstream relational database. What it is saying is, unstructured data does not follow any predefined structure. For example, we take Word. Word does not follow a definite structure so that we can feed the data or store the data into relational database. So it becomes very complex to analyze unstructured data compared to semi-structured data. Now, in a nutshell, structured data is a data where we can observe predefined structure which can be easily fit into a relational database. Semi-structured data. In semi-structured data, there might not be compatible fields or compatible address fields. At least we have some tags to identify. At least we have some addressable features to identify the data. After applying some processes, we can convert some semi-structured data into the data which can fit into the relational database. Now, if we see unstructured data doesn't follow any predefined manner or predefined data model. It will be very complex to analyze unstructured data. In this video, we have learned, first of all, what is a cluster, and then we learned what is computer cluster, and then the architecture followed in computer cluster. Slowly, we moved on to Hadoop cluster and the architecture that followed in Hadoop cluster, that is master-slave architecture in detail. And then we also saw why we have designed Hadoop cluster. And then we saw different kinds of data that Hadoop cluster can handle. That is structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data. Hope you find this video useful. One quick information. I have created a new playlist, Important Python-based interview questions, in which I will be providing the solutions for frequently asked Python-based interview questions. If you are the one who is preparing for Python-based interviews, please go and check it out. I'll provide the link in the description. If you like the video, please like the video and subscribe to our channel, Code Chasers. If you want to get updated about the latest videos of our channel, please click on the bell icon. Thank you so much.